morning, everyone. Daniel with 395 Junkie here, and my wife Letitia. And we had just got off the 15 freeway. We are 395 north, and we are headed up to go do some snow camping up in the eastern Sierras. Weather looks decent. Shouldn't get any snow while we're up there, but it'll be interesting to see how deep of snow we get into and not feel too vulnerable considering we're by ourselves. But it's January 2nd, 2020, so there should be plenty of snow on the ground, and we're excited to test out the new rooftop tent. Got the iKamper Skycamp 2, so should be a really good time. Well, we just got up here to the entrance into Kavanaugh Ridge, and I was kind of afraid this was going to happen. Up until now, we've been at a pretty decent low snowpack, probably 12 to 16 inches, which really wouldn't be a problem. But as soon as we turned off the 395 on Virginia Lakes Road, man, we started gaining elevation pretty quick. And let me show you guys what we're working with here as far as why we can't go any further. It is completely snowed out, and all you really see is maybe some tracks from snowmobiles. So I got a couple other ideas where we might want to go and try to get some snow, but you know, some area where it's wooded, we can chop up some firewood and set up camp. So we're gonna head back down 395 over towards Lee Vining, June Lake Loop area and see what we come up with. So we'll see you guys then. So we made it here to camp. We are in the eastern Sierras right now. Location is not going to be disclosed. This is very top secret. We just finished deploying the tent, chopped up some firewood. In the middle of building a fire pit, just got a few more rocks we got to gather, and pretty soon we'll light the fire and we'll get some dinner on the Scottle. But it was an easy drive up here, not too much traffic. Went to our first location, as you saw earlier, and it was just completely snowed out. Didn't have much luck, so had to come down to about 7,500.
I'm doing the real work.
She's doing the real work. Hey, this ain't easy. In any case, came down about 7,500 foot in elevation, and we've got a lot less snowpack. However, where we're at right now, we pretty much hit the end of the trail before it's starting to spin the tires a little bit too much. So kind of feel fortunate we even got this spot. So it's really nice. A lot of snow on the ground, clear weather. It's supposed to be clear weather for the next 3 or 4 days, so I'm not sure what more we can ask for. finished dinner, got the fire going.
Delicious dinner.
Thank you, dear. So Thursday night, cheers. Enjoying a good time. It's a little cold, I'll be honest with you. That sun went down about 2 hours ago and
a little cold.
It got really, really cold. It's probably 30 degrees out here right now, but the fire's going good, so it's keeping us warm, which is a real blessing. We got plenty of wood. I'm not even sure how good this video is going to turn out. It's kind of dark out here, but
and it's only 6.
Yeah, it's only 6 o'clock in the evening, so that's right. We got a lot of beer, got some wine, got some whiskey. We'll tell ghost stories, and by 7 o'clock we should be in bed. So I think that's about it. So we're gonna wrap things up. We're gonna stop the video, but we'll probably hang out for a little bit and have a few drinks and just enjoy the peace and quiet. And there's an amazing amount of stars and the moon to look at, so we'll probably do some stargazing tonight. So salute. Morning. It's Friday morning, probably about 30 degrees out here right now. It was a cold night, probably got to about low 20s, 25. The Mr. Heater buddy thing works great. It low is almost not low enough. It gets really warm in there, but turn it on, turn it off. Other than that, got a good night's sleep. Woke up this morning, had some deer tracks around our camp, heard some noises last night. So there's some wildlife out here. Not a whole lot planned today. Maybe we'll go for a hike a little bit later. First trip with a chainsaw, and it was great. There was no way we could have brought enough wood for the 3 days we're gonna be here. So there's a couple fallen trees around here that I've been digging into, and it's a little overcast. No snow is in the forecast, but that's good. We don't really have an awning or anything to give us any shelter other than the tent, so. So it's dinner time. We're gonna prepare a little bit of salmon, some rice, some chimichurri sauce, complements the recipe of Overland X. So we're gonna get started here and we're gonna see how it goes, and hopefully everything turns out good. We got our rice here. We're gonna cook it there. We got our salmon. What we need to do is just prepare it with a little bit of olive oil, which is also frozen, but we put it in front of the fire for a little bit, so. All right, so what you guys didn't see is 3 different takes of me trying to take this video. The first time the timer went off because I'm rationing wood because I'm sick of chopping up wood. So we have it for every 10 minutes we can add 1 log. Call me anal, but we need to make sure it lasts throughout the night. we're gonna call it quits at 8 o'clock and have a schedule to wake up at 7 a.m. and we can do probably another, 2 hours of wood still in the morning. So what you missed on the first 2 takes is we got the salmon here, which I've coated with olive oil, which is pretty much frozen because it's so damn cold outside. Put some salt and pepper on it.
40 degrees to be exact.
40 degrees, says my producer. We've got some chimichurri sauce, which you can see is kind of all frozen because of the oils that are in it because it's so cold outside. But that's okay, that's gonna go in the pan, so it'll defrost real quick. And herb infused butter. This will be for the salmon and for the rice, which is right here. This is just any normal rice, no ordinary rice. This is minute jasmine rice that you can find at any of your local Stater Brothers. So I'll show you guys how that comes out in a little bit. But what we're gonna do right now is we're going to go and start searing the salmon. We're gonna cook it halfway. We're gonna add some of the butter and some of the chimichurri sauce. And then we'll focus on the rice here in a sec. So we got that going. Right there. All right, so we're gonna go ahead and add the salmon. So we're gonna let that cook. We're gonna get the rice poured into the pot here. Start warming that up. That's cooking up real nice. It smells great. I might even add, hey producer, can I get some water? Producer, some water, thank you.
It's right by you.
There's one over there by the Jackery.
Here you go, dear.
All right. Stay out of the camera frame, please. We got a nice golden brown here. Oh boy, this is gonna be good tonight.
That's right.
Casey highlights. You can see it's getting a nice golden brown on it. Or maybe you can't see. Get our lemon prepared here. This rice is looking and smelling amazing. We'll let that cook. Let's see here. Get your Overland cookbook at Overland X's website or Instagram page. Page 28 is the chimichurri salmon and rice. Let's just make sure we're not missing any steps. And this is just about ready for our herb infused butter as well in here. Turn that up a little. Salmon's already falling apart, which is a good sign. Another drink, definitely in order.
It smells amazing.
It smells amazing. But my wife is real particular with her fish. We need to make sure it's cooked all the way through.
Is it everyone?
No.
Did it get you?
Yeah. And don't forget to wear your safety goggles when you're cooking, because you never know when that 1 in a million chance is gonna pop some butter right into your eye. So what we're gonna do now is we're gonna add some of this butter into the rice. And now I'm just kind of making it up because I need to add the chimichurri sauce still. So there's that. And chimichurri coming up. Rice is looking proper. And voila. We're just about done. Do a little lemon squeeze. Couple forks. And what you got is some chimichurri salmon. Ready to go. I hope you guys enjoyed my terrible video with butter popping in my eye and everything else. And the best part about it, you still couldn't experience, which was the smell. So hopefully you guys can figure that out on your own and get Overland X's cookbook so you guys can experience some of the great recipes there as well. Bon appetit. Well, I can't think of a better way to spend a Friday night, right? Snow camping, campfire, just finished dinner a little while ago. Finished a couple beers. We're gonna break out the whiskey here in a little bit, not too much. We're gonna pack it up tomorrow. We're gonna head into the city of Mammoth Mountain and hang out there for a little bit.
Get some reprieve.
When she says reprieve, she means a shower. We found a great spot. We couldn't be more pleased with the spot we got.
Quiet, peaceful.
Yeah, not a single person has gotten close to coming up the road or hanging out.
Not completely off the grid.
Yeah, not completely off the grid. We still have cell service once you're in the tent.
Kind of.
So if you see my wife jump up and go to the tent, that's because she's trying to post something. But, you know, it's been a good trip, and look forward to the next one.
Good way to sharpen the saw.
Good way to sharpen the saw.
Before heading back to work on Monday.
Yep, back to work. 2020. Cheers. We're out of beer.
What are you doing? We are standing on Twin Lakes. Here's the falls. Nice number.
Please help me.
And just like that, we're in beautiful Mammoth Mountain. It's been a crazy 12 hours. We woke up this morning about 1 o'clock to gusts of 30-35 miles an hour. Unexpected, forecast didn't call for it. But they started off with a single gust about 20 miles an hour. Shook the tent pretty good, shook the Jeep pretty good. And we thought we just kind of waited out, try to go back to sleep, and before you know it, it was a solid, constant 25-30 mile an hour wind with gusts a little bit higher. And the tent's only rated at, it's recommended 20 miles an hour only. So didn't really feel like pushing the limits on this trip, being it's our first trip with the tent, and knowing it was getting up to 30-35 miles an hour, it was just nothing good would happen. So we got up, unpacked everything out of the tent at about 1:30 in the morning, threw it all in the Jeep, slept in the Jeep in the front seats until probably about 7 a.m. and that was a struggle, on and off, awake, falling asleep, awake, freezing, start the engine, so it was kind of a mess. So we decided we're gonna head down here to Mammoth Mountain. We are staying up at the village. We're gonna make the most of it, but thought we'd end the video with this amazing view here in Mammoth. We did a little bit of snow wheeling. Had a great trip. Today's day number 3, tomorrow's day 4. We're gonna head home, but tonight we'll probably we're gonna hit up some of the shops, a few, one of the restaurants, maybe a brewery or two, and we're just gonna have a really good time. But it's been an amazing trip. I wanted to share with you guys this this beauty over here and let you experience a little bit of what we're dealing with right now. And I'm sure the video won't do it justice, but we're glad you're watching, and we hope you'll continue to watch a lot of our videos. And if you haven't subscribed yet, hit subscribe button on the top right, and you'll be able to enjoy many more of our adventures forthcoming in 2020. Thanks a lot, and happy trails.